All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is another fantastic Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. Thank you guys for being here live and in person. So this is our third, technically second webinar here on Zoho webinar. So those of you that joined last week, it was my fault. I went to the wrong place to log in. And so I apologize for those of you that joined us last week and we're wondering where the heck is Justin? I was in the wrong place. So I did send out an update last week via email with a pre-recording of some of the things that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew in the last week of AEP. So we got through it. AEP is over, and we're going to talk about that this morning. But as we normally start, we are here to improve the lives of our community with affordable healthcare. Thank you very much for being a part of that mission. Thank you for being here live and in person. So one thing I do want to start off this morning is saying how incredibly grateful I am to be associated with all the wonderful people, not just on this call, but that have associated with Health Plan Markets. 2024 has been a record year for growth, and we are very excited to share that with you later down the road. But the numbers that we've seen, the effort that we've seen, just the incredible grit that you guys have put in for this year has been phenomenal. And I want to stop and say thank you very much for the hard work and dedication that you guys portray out into the community, helping our community find health plans and navigate the incredibly complex world of health insurance. So thank you very much for the hard work this year. As we wrap up, 2024 is now closed, and we are 100% into 2025. So congratulations, we're here. And we'll talk a little bit about what that means. But thank you very much for being a part of Health Plan Markets. We know that you have a choice. We understand that, and we will do our best to bring you 5-star VIP service in every facet we can. So we appreciate your feedback and everything that you do to keep us rolling. So with that, we're going to jump over to our training calendar and jump in here. And again, I'm kind of new to this too, so bear with me. Here we go. So in our training calendar, we should have there it is. All right. We have our training calendar. Fernando has been nice enough to make a Christmas theme, I guess, here. So you can turn that on or off up top. So he's being very festive. One thing I wanted to share on this is normally we see a monthly view in our training calendar on HQ, but you can actually switch the view up on the top right corner. So for instance, I'm going to look at it from the scheduling perspective. So this morning, it's going to go line by line throughout the week. I find this a little bit easier to kind of digest. But so for today, we got devoted. They're doing their post AEP strategy. We've got our Humana Veterans virtual training happening at 9 o'clock as well. We've got knowing your special election periods in detail at 11 a.m. today. We've got AvMed, who is doing their 101 OE training for those of you that are new to AvMed. That's today at noon. Health Sherpa 101 in Espanol, and then devoted to doing another session of their post AEP strategies at 3 p.m. today. Tomorrow, December 10th, we've got devoted doing that post AEP strategy at 9. Cigna's got open office hours at 9:30. Freedom and Simply will be at the HPM office here in Orlando, which is our Edgewater location. If you need help getting here, if you're in the Central Florida market, they will be here live and in person 10 o'clock tomorrow. Ambetter is going over their health plans, their networks, and their value adds at 10:30 tomorrow. Health Sherpa is doing their 101 training at 1 o'clock. United's also doing a Part D program training at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Ambetter again doing that same training at 2, and devoted their post AEP again at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Moving over to Wednesday, December 11th, our very own Ask Al is available from 9:30 to 10:30 for a virtual coffee and chat. Check him out there. Doing business with Cigna is at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. Virtual question and answer with the contracting team here at Health Plan Markets is every Wednesday at 11. Devoted's doing another session for their post AEP at noon on Wednesday. Humana is doing dual eligible and resource reviews at noon on Wednesday. We have our golden rule training with Umer at noon on Wednesday. That's the ancillary products that we've talked about. Fantastic opportunity for you guys to make some extra cash and help your clients be better protected. And then we've got OEP for brokers for Cigna at 3:30 on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got WellCare coming into the office from 9 to 11. That's every Thursday throughout the rest of this year. Suzanne has been kind enough to come by, and I think she's going to figure out how to use our espresso machine. So that could be dangerous. Also on Thursday, 9 o'clock, we've got Devoted new training sessions for new agents. Noon, we've got Cigna sales that stick, retention strategies, key to growth there at 10 o'clock on Thursday. UHC, their IFP dental and vision product, they'll be going through that 11 on Thursday. Cigna's got open office hours at noon. Our HQ training is at 3 o'clock on Thursday. Highlight there because that's what I'm using right now to make sure that you guys have all your information. And then 4 o'clock, we've got Cigna with the self-guided veterans presentation training. Friday the 13th. Ooh, yes, we got another one this year. Humana is doing chronic special conditions, special needs plans, 9 o'clock on Friday. 9:30, shop training with Tom Ryan from 9:30 to 10:30. Even if you have been using shop for a while, there's some key tips and tricks that you might not be aware of that you want to check out. That's at 9:30 on Friday. At noon, you've got UHC for new agent orientation, and then 4 o'clock, new agents with Devoted. So lots of new agent training, which I really like. Just remember, guys, we got to keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. I am going to jump back into HQ really quick here because I think it's really important that here we go. That you know where the training is. So there it is. It's under learning, under training calendar. And we have some new updates here on HQ. So one of the things that we did last week is under commissions, we redid the MAPD rates because I found that digesting the commission structure was on Medicare a bit confusing. So we redid this entire page. And we felt that that this is a little bit better, a little bit more digestible as far as that goes. So if you're selling in other states, remember that Medicare Advantage commissions do vary in different states. So for instance, in California and New Jersey, it is the highest commission in the country. New to Medicare is $880. And for 2025, a 15.5% increase. Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., $805, a 16.84 increase. You've got Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. They're at $528 per member, a 26% increase. That's a big jump. And then all other states nationally, including Florida, Georgia, and the likes, $726 for new to Medicare next year, an 18.8% increase. Very nice. You all got a raise as well. So renewals range from $440, as high as $440. For those of you that are selling in multiple states, besides California, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Washington, Puerto Rico, and U.S. Virgin Islands. So everywhere else, $363 per year per member, and that's an 18.63% increase in commissions. We put together a nice little table here that makes it a little bit easier to read and digest. So here's the changes. The initial commissions are in the first three columns, 2024 versus 2025, and then the renewal column, 2024 and 2025. So if you need more information on the commission structure, reach out to us at support@askhpm.com, and we're happy to help with anything that you have as far as commissions go. Jumping over to CMS update. This is something I wanted to share with you guys. that I thought was pretty interesting. This was a memo that was released on December 3rd from CMS directly, and some of the health plans are starting to send out notices and emails about this particular subject. And the subject is change to beneficiary use of the SEP for individuals affected by a government entity declared disaster or other emergencies. So this is a disaster SEP change that's happening for next year. This memo announces a change to how beneficiaries can make an election using the special election period for individuals affected by a government entity declared disaster or other emergency. Beginning on April 1st, 2025, individuals wishing to use the disaster SEP must call Medicare in order to make an election. Medicare Advantage organizations and Part D sponsors will no longer accept elections directly from beneficiaries using the disaster SEP. Plans will receive disaster SEP elections only via download from the Health Plan Management System Online Enrollment Center Management Module. This change is in response to concerns that have been raised by plans about the misuse of the disaster SEP to enroll beneficiaries who were not affected by a declared disaster emergency. This change will be effective for all enrollment requests with an application date on or after April 1st. To avoid applicant confusion, plans must remove the disaster SEP from enrollment forms and other enrollment mechanisms prior to this date. If a plan receives an application using disaster SEP with an application date on or after April 1st, the plan should treat the application as incomplete. The plan must reach out to the applicant to determine eligibility for another election period, to inform the applicant that they need to call Medicare in order to use the disaster SEP. If the applicant is only eligible for the disaster SEP, the plan should deny the application for failure to provide the information to complete the application. Plans should inform prospective applicants who may be eligible for the disaster SEP that they must call Medicare in order to make an election under the disaster SEP. For marked submissions, the SEP code will remain 01. This is for internal use. But essentially, they're saying that we're not going to be able to use the disaster SEP after April 1st to enroll folks. But there's a little bit of confusion there as far as like the processing goes, because it does look like, they're going to pen the application and look for another SEP. So just make sure that you're aware of that. It does look like CMS is cracking down on the disaster SEPs, which is kind of a bummer because it seems like we're in a perpetual SEP, at least in the Southeast United States. We have hurricanes and all sorts of fun stuff happening here. So more to come on that, but you will see some changes when it comes to that particular SEP for Medicare alone. Now, this is the close of 2024. The last application for 2024 should have been written on November 30th. All 2024 materials, marketing, applications, books, everything must go in the trash, basura. It is garbage. We got to get rid of it. Make sure that you clear all that out so you don't accidentally give somebody some 2024 information. If you're out in the community, you're going to have to go back out, collect all your brochures and all that fun stuff, clean it all up, and ensure that you've got all of that stuff picked up and you're replacing it with 2025. Please don't make that mistake. I've seen agents accidentally fill out a 2024 app and turn it in as in 2025 or the previous year into the new year. It's not good. It doesn't work out well for anybody. It's a big boo-boo. So make sure that you clear all that out. We are officially in 2025. At this point, you can write 1 1s, 2 1s, and actually 3 1s if you have the correct SEPs available. More to come on that, but we are currently in OE for those of you that are writing individual and family plans. We still can write for 1/1 effectives all the way until December 15th. So if you're doing ACA policies, you have until the 15th to get your applications completed and run for 1/1. If they have a special election period, they can write beyond the 15th, but everybody else is going to be on the 1st. And then we're writing all the way until January 16th. We do see low numbers this year on ACA across the country. However, we're doing pretty good as an organization bringing in some new applications in ACA. But if you need some more information on that, please let us know. Right now, we are in mini lock-in for Medicare from December 8th until December 31st. So mini lock-in means that you will need to play the game, find that SEP. And at this point, the disaster still works. Make sure that it's legit, because everybody's checking on that. And it does look like SHOP. We are going to have to remove that particular SEP soon if this thing flies as far as how Medicare is looking at it. So keep in mind on that. If you are looking for more information or you need help running on the mini lock-in information, please make sure that you get that done. And we are here to help you be successful. So with that, I am looking for Mr. Mitesh Joshi, who should be joining us from Freedom today. And I don't see him on the call. And Nick's sending me a chat. Nick says I'm here. Okay, so let me try Nick. All right. Mitesh, do we have you? It's trying. Can you hear us? Let's see. Nope, we can't hear you. I think you're listed under Nick. Looks like it's trying to reconnect. Okay, so while we're patching in Mitesh, let's see. And Nick, maybe you can send him over. Let's see. And Nick, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, or make you an organizer, so I think you can actually kind of help out here with him, maybe patch him in somehow. So we're gonna wait for Mitesh to join us. He's trying to reconnect. We're doing our best here, but in the meantime, talking more about the mini lock-in. Remember, this is just like pre and post AEP for Medicare. You are looking for those folks that maybe missed AEP, or they dragged their feet. They didn't get a plan selection done. And if that's the case, then these folks are going to look for an SEP. And so it's going to have to be like regular lock-in. Do they have Medicaid? Do they qualify for Medicaid? Do they qualify for extra help, LIS? Do they have a chronic condition such as diabetes or a heart condition? Are any of those things, did they recently move? Did they lose coverage? One of the best cheat sheets is at the back of each application. And if those of you that are looking for a cheat sheet, grab a paper app and take a look at all the SEPs on the back of that and really learn the SEPs. You want to commit those things to memory, because somebody's going to say something and you're going to say, oh yeah, totally. That's an SEP and I can get you enrolled for first of the following month. So it is very possible that you can use that SEP, use any of those SEPs to get them for 1/1. Let's see here. We are checking in. Send a new link. Nick, I'm going to have you help out with that. Not sure how to send a new link. It's the same link. Let's see. Make a presenter. Let's try that. Can you hear us? Nope. I see Mitesh now. No, you're on mute. There he is. Nope, still on mute. Hold on.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my man. Thank you very much. We did it. Yeah, it's a new system, so we get you. Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're good to go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you, but we don't want to anymore.
Well, I'm going on mute. Mitesh,
Okay.
welcome to the meeting.
Thank you.
Yes, amazing, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody for their patience. So we made it past AEP. The only Mitesh Joshi from Freedom Healthcare is here to give you the lowdown on how well they did this AEP. Like, you guys crushed it this year as far as benefits, and we're seeing the numbers just unbelievable. So share the good news, and then maybe some tips on how they can get through the new year and what to look forward in 2025.
Absolutely. So let me retract that statement. You guys crushed it. You guys crushed it.
You did good.
You guys, such a great partner of ours as always. This year, again, we listened to the agents. You've heard this talk before, but we listened to the feedback. We had a couple breakout sessions earlier this year. Last year, we saw all the changes that were coming in from CMS and how we were going to have to pivot that. I felt like that was just a few months ago, and it was earlier this year, but we got through it. And, again, the agent said, hey, this is Florida, right? And I always say this to our leadership team is Florida pays the bills. So if anything that happens in Florida, if there's any carriers out there, you got to listen to your Florida agents. You got to listen to your Florida FMOs. You got to listen to your Florida plans, because they're the ones that really carry the torch. No pun intended with the freedom torch, but we do carry the torch, right? And we're still counting, Justin, but your organization with almost 1,200 sales already in AEP and counting. Today's the 9th, so I'm sure paper applications are still coming in, still being processed. So fantastic job for you, as always being our top and lead FMO in the market. So the integration is there. You have the technology, you have the support system in place for your agents and new agencies coming in. So kudos to your team for always being on top of that and being such a great partner of all 4 brands, right? So the Freedom brand, the Optimum brand, the HealthSun brand, and the Simply brand. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to share some high level information here, just to kind of get you, like you mentioned, Justin and team, to kind of get you through. Now, what do I do? I mean, yes, it's the 9th of the month. Do I get to sit back and relax and put my feet up and say I'm done for the year? No, there's a lot more to do here, and just let me know if you can. I'm sure you can see my PDF there, right? Perfect, awesome. All right, so I love this page because it's very high level, and I've sent this to you, Justin, so you can share with your team. But again, very hard to achieve next year a 5-star rating, and Optimum once again, HealthSun once again, another 5-star plan for 2025. That's going to be the key this year with these SEPs, especially what you just mentioned, Justin, a few minutes ago about the disaster SEPs going through Medicare. A lot of these companies that had 5-star plans before, and it's hard. I mean, it's very difficult to achieve a 5-star plan. There's a lot of moving targets. So I wanted to kind of just update everyone here on this call on what you should be looking for. So first and foremost, Freedom's rating for 2025 is a 4-star plan. Optimum's star rating is a 5-star plan. And then when everyone hears the word Optimum, they always say, well, how can I sell Optimum in the Central Florida region? Again, we are not, we sell to all of our members. We sell to their friends and family. So across, once you go west of Polk County, that's Optimum country, and you've heard that before. And once you go Polk and east, you're in freedom country. But one thing that we've done really well with the organization is we always mimic the network. So if the network of providers and specialists and ancillary take Freedom, they also take Optimum and vice versa. That's going to be huge to sell off of that, especially with our DSNP product. And I don't want to go into the weeds with the new DSNP. I'm sure you got trainings upon training schedule there for next year, but Elevance is an integrated product for 2025. So keep that in mind. And our DSNP opportunity, if somebody wanted to join a Freedom plan and didn't have an SEP right now, they could still join as a 5-star, use the 5-star SEP and join an Optimum Dual plan, which would give them the same exact benefits as if they were on Freedom, and if they were in Tampa or if they're in Orlando. So huge takeaway there. Our chronic plan, and Justin, you know this, we've talked about this, and team, is that our chronic plan is our number one plan in the Freedom Optimum model. Always has been. It still leads, even with this Simply integration and the HealthSun integration. We have always looked at, out of all 4 companies, the Freedom and Optimum plan still leads the chronic population, and that's going to be another SCP that you can use from here on out all the way through 2025 is our chronic plan. And just to go high level on the chronic plans, that's our cardiovascular plan, our diabetic plan, and our chronic asthma or COPD plan, as I call it. Those are great plans to sell all year round. Why? Because all 3 of those plans, including a couple of our core plans, have that 170, 470 give back. If somebody's looking for the closest give back possible outside of the 185, those give that. All of those plans have an over-the-counter benefit. Our DSNP comes in with a 135 OTC. Our CSNP comes in with a $100 OTC benefit. But the kicker that we've spoiled our members with is that grocery utility card, that combo card that they want to use. And our DSNP plan, it has gone up to $200 for that grocery utility card. And our chronic plan, looking in the market, it's still the leader with an $80 grocery and utility card. Stacked on top of that is your OTC benefit. So there are multiple benefits, not just one card for everything. It's one card for groceries and utilities, and then you have one avenue for your OTC products. Still very rich on the maximum out of pockets, very low maximum out of pockets on some of our plans. Also, dental, vision, and hearing, we've got very competitive with those across other carriers and what they've been doing. But the opportunity doesn't stop on December the 7th or December the 8th. It starts today, December the 9th, because what we've come out with is you need to also retain that book of business. That's going to be big. Is yes, hey, Freedom team or Optimum team, Simply team, I've put, a lot of members with you guys on our chronic plan. Now what? No, now is the time to verify that their chronic form has got signed. We do a fantastic job of sending those letters to your doctors that they have been assigned to. We send them to the members. And then what my team does is they also go out and they send you an email saying, just a heads up, we haven't got that form signed multiple times. And we will go out there, our internal team will go out there and call the member just to make sure that their team, that the forms have been signed, or somebody, maybe a former doctor or a specialist gets a copy of that form so they can get that signed off. Because the last thing we want, all of us want, is having that member being disenrolled from the plan that they had no idea that they're disenrolled, and now they go back to traditional Medicare, and now you're looking for another SEP to put them on a regular plan when they do deserve a chronic plan. It's just the follow-up process on those chronic plans. And we try to make it as seamless as possible. We try to take the agent out of the picture as much as we can. But when we need you, we're reaching out to you because we want to keep that commission in your pocket, and we want to keep that member within your book of business. And that's where I'm going to transition when it comes to retention. Sometimes you have members that do qualify for Medicaid. You have members that qualify for chronic plans, and they are on a Freedom or Optimum regular core plan. We protect your book of business, and that's been big for Freedom and Optimum over the past years, past 10 years. I can say that if you move somebody from your book Freedom to another Freedom plan, you are still the agent of record, and that's big, especially when your members are getting hundreds of spam calls every day from telemarketers, and here you are trying to save your book. You're playing defense every year. We want to play offense for you and make sure that we're protecting your book for all the hard work you put into it. Right? It's not easy to acquire a member, and I was in your shoes just not too long ago. I was a field agent for many years, so I know what you go through. when it comes to finding a member, retaining the member, and then that member, and then a month or 2 months later, you say, "Hey, what happened to Miss Joanne Smith? I just talked on the phone, and now she's not there anymore. What happened?" Again, this is a relationship business team, and you have to build relationships, right? You got to continue to build those bridges. I call it the 3 layers of marketing. Provider marketing is huge. Having a provider group that you can trust, that you can work with, that's going to help you, not only help you grow your book, protect your book, but also that also translates to what's called field marketing, where you can still go out there, market yourself. Listen, we're insurance agents. We're not private agents. We want to let people know that we have our insurance license, and we're there to help people. And again, to your point, Justin, like you always say, you're out there helping people improve their lives. So there's multiple layers of just trying to get leads. And we are big on that. And Justin, that is that we offer so many opportunities with our CVSs to have, to get those in front of all the agents as they need it. And it's just not, oh, well, I live in Orlando and I don't really want to work in Orlando. No problem. Last time I checked, there's a CVS on every corner in every major city in America, right? Yeah. So if you feel like, hey, you want to work out in Lake County, go ahead. We'll get you a CVS. If you want to leave Lake County and test out Polk County, come to Polk County. That's no problem at all. We'll allow you, as long as that's available for our market. We'll definitely make sure it's available for you and your team.
So Mitesh, there's a lot of, if you guys don't know Mitesh, I highly recommend that you call him, talk to him. He's been in your shoes. He knows how to sell. He knows how to sell freedom very well, but in general, he knows what it's like to be an independent agent. So when you get a moment, can you pop your contact information in the chat there?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I had, I just launched a poll here. So those of you that are online, if you want to take that poll, I see only a few of you actually voted, but it should be right near the chat. I believe it pops up, but we had, about 9 people vote, and 7 of them said that they are confident in selling the special needs plan. So that's good. But there's a couple people that are not confident in selling chronic special needs plans. And so I think there's a little bit of an opportunity to help them understand that. So if you want to connect with Mitesh, he can do a crash course with you or connect you with a manager in your market to really sit down. One of the cheat sheets on chronic conditions plans is if you learn what medications a person is on, you will know what condition they have or what condition they're being treated for. And that's usually a firework going off saying this person is on a diabetic medication. This person is on a heart medication. This person is on a COP medication or COPD medication. And that is a special election period right there. So as you're talking to people, you can find that special election period with chronic conditions just by the medications that they take. So there you go. And then Mitesh is showing his screen here on all the contact information on his team. So you want to go through that real quick?
Absolutely. So my contact and my phone number is right on top there. I've put it in the chat as well as my email address. High level, right? So we have 3 regional sales managers here in the Central Florida area, and a lot of you I've already worked with them or worked with them in the field. Michelle, Tamara, and Ben. They all 3 of them work the East Florida region. Michelle and Tamara specifically in Orange and Osceola. Orange and Osceola, as we know, is a huge market, big market here. And then Ben kind of takes the East Coast, which is Seminole County, Volusia, and down the East Coast. We try to leave him out of Miami because his last name is Rodriguez. And he doesn't speak any Spanish. So that's our little internal going joke there. But I'm gonna tell you the 3 key people you want to know on this call is Wally Net Romero, Xavier Martinez, and Manny Segura. All 3 of them are we call them our agent service reps. So there was a time where you used to call Freedom and you used to call for a Medicaid verification. You used to call for a commissions question. One of these folks were on that phone call, and as we got more into the Elevance side of the business, we decided that we needed something to still keep that local touch. I call it, there's different. I call it, this is our touch technology, Justin, where you need somebody from a local level just to talk to and ask about something simple as, hey, I enrolled somebody for AEP January 1st. I'm not seeing them in my book of business. Did I lose them? What happened? What's going on with my commission between Simply, Freedom, Optimum, Health, Sun? These three are proficient in looking up and checking your book of business, making sure you haven't lost that member. If they left, they can tell you that member disenrolled. This is where they went, and this is the day that they disenrolled. So you have an opportunity with those folks to talk to them, email them, and also have. It's just, again, this is a big business that we're in, but the hardest thing is chasing down your commissions and chasing down your members. And it could be something as simple as, I've been trying to get a hold of my member, and they'll verify, yes, you're the agent of record, but we do see on our side that your member updated their phone number or their address. Let me go make sure you have that, because we need you to reach out to verify that chronic condition.
So, I mean, look at the customer service levels in this company. I would say if they're not the best, they're at least in the top 2, top 3 plans when it comes to agent support. And test it out. I mean, I used to do this a lot, but anytime somebody says, I don't know if I should sell Freedom, I would call their agent support line and show them how quickly a human being would be on the phone. And usually within, 30, 40 seconds, which is impressive across any company if you try to do that. So the support is there, the products are there, and these folks will help you get trained or connect you with somebody to get trained on these products. So the final results of the poll, we had 20 people vote. 17 said that they are confident in selling CSNP products, and 3 of them said no, not really. So those of you that voted that said, hey, or maybe you didn't vote and you're not yet proficient in CSNPs, please reach out to one of these folks that he had on the screen, or you can call him. His chat is there too. So there it is. Now, there is, Will says, Mitesh, I hate paper applications. Me too. I don't like them either, Will. So thank you. Can you see about eliminating the archaic method of obtaining a verbal scope of appointment? Secondly, we can, so let me add on that. Will, if you're using HPM Shop, you can do the scope of appointment by text message or email. So if you're not doing that, please get with Tom on Fridays and he'll show you exactly how to do that. Secondly, can we have access to an online method of submitting business directly without resorting to Sunfire or other platforms? Well, if you use HPM Shop, Will, everything's all in one and it has all the forms and everything ready to go. So we highly, highly, highly recommend that you get proficient with HPM Shop. And that's the reason why. If you're using old systems, if you're using paper applications, if you're trying to do it the old school way, you're making it harder for yourself. This business is so much more enjoyable with the tech that we have. And Mitesh, you remember back in the day, like we didn't have any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like
it was paper apps, and lucky to have it was like a old DOS, based of platform that you just kind of, hopefully that you hit the little arrow correctly, so the information will be inputted into the right field. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, the tech that you guys have at your fingertips is unbelievable. I mean, I'm so jealous of it. I feel like I should go back selling. Like it's just so easy now, But I think that if you're not using the systems, the tech, don't be shy about it, guys. We are here to help you learn these systems. We'll sit down and share you. And I can tell you, we've had people that English is not their first language, and they have mastered the enrollment platforms. Or some people say, oh, well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I beg to differ. We have people that should be retired and are still doing applications, and they've learned HPM Shop and they're doing it. So, I mean, age is not an excuse. The only excuse is laziness. You just got to learn the systems. That's really what it's all about. And we have an entire team to help you with that and sit down to make your life easier. And Mitesh, correct me if I'm wrong, we have not lost one application yet.
Correct.
At HPM.
Yeah.
Everything is 100% delivered.
And I like the fact that you have your own proprietary software, because it's a checks and balances for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's checks and balances for you, because anything that we can do better, we're going to say, hey, this is an opportunity for us to integrate into your systems. We prefer that you use your HPM shops, because your trackable methods are a lot faster, as you know, because you can look up your membership, you have access to your tools. And again, without the tool, how are you going to build your book of business for tomorrow? And we prefer you using your HPM shop, especially instead of, and we have our own. Not saying that the plan doesn't, but the plan is very limited. It's going to be limited because we're moving into the technology and the systems that are going to be more agent focused versus reporting focused for the health plan. We get the reports regardless from Medicaid.
Right.
We want to make it. We want to make that user interface easier for you by utilizing your interface. And the way I say it, if you give me feedback, I can only customize it to a certain degree. But if you have your own feedback internally with the team, you're able to say, "Oh, wow, that's a great idea. We've heard this 6 or 7 times from multiple agents. Let's explore this." And you have the bandwidth to really open up on how your technology works and how it looks and feels in front of your agent, and also in front of your client at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So last thing too is there's a few people on this call that live in other states, but they sell in Florida. If you want to get contracted with Freedom because you might have a client in one of these markets, please reach out to us at contracting@askhpm.com, and we'll get you loaded and locked for Freedom for next year. It's, the more the merrier. There's a lot of people out there that still, they didn't change their plan because they were scared, or they didn't meet the right agent, or, life happens. We're in the holidays now. I mean, things happen. But if you bump into a senior and you're like, wait a minute, Mitesh was telling me that there's a CSNP product out here and this person has diabetes and I can get them on this plan. You can stack on a few more apps before now and the end of the year, which in my opinion is Christmas money. If you got kids, you need Christmas money, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And a good thing is we'll cater to you. We Justin, as you know, we like going the virtual route, or and as you know, we're more than happy. We're going to be there tomorrow. So if you feel that your best way to learn, the best technology is virtual or touch technology, as they call it, we're there. Even if you're out of state, we're more than happy to add on those extra layers to make sure you understand. Because let's be honest, who's not moving to Florida around this time?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're going to have people that are going to be relocating, and you're going to need to figure out. Because what they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up calling you 3 months, 4 months down the road after they move, and you're like, wait a minute, did you already use your SCP for move? You did?
Right.
Oh no, now what do I do? I heard Justin talk to me on a call a few months ago about they're not having the SCP. You have an SCP today with us. You have multiple SCPs with Freedom, Simply, Health Sun, and Optimum. So please leverage our team, leverage myself. We're more than happy to help you, support you all the way through the end of the year and into 2025 to make sure you're successful.
Mitesh, thank you very much for your time
Absolutely.
today, man. I appreciate it. And you get a gold star for figuring out how to become one of the first presenters on this new system. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Well, great job again. I mean, great partnership. So thank you for everything you guys do with us. And we appreciate each of those agents. And again, record numbers for us because of teams, because of your team, Justin, and your agents. So again, great partnership, and again, keep building relationships. This is a relationship business.
Yep. Absolutely. Mitesh, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone.
You got it. Everybody, we'll be back at the same location, same link, and hopefully I'll be in the right place again. So here I am, and I really appreciate everyone being on this call. One last reminder, we are going to be posting these calls live on YouTube as well. So they should be pre-recorded. We're getting all that organized. Just please remember that if you miss a call because of travel or whatever, that they're on YouTube. Just go out there and subscribe. There's one last question. It says, good morning. Is there a place on HQ for Umer's recordings? I see the UHC recordings. We are working on that, Darla. Thank you very much. And it will be on HQ shortly. So really appreciate your patience on that. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic week. I hope you take a little mini break and then back at it. As we can see, there's lots of opportunities to help folks. So be well and go help someone. Thank you, guys.